Welcome back, this is part 13 from AngularDart tutorial. Please make sure to check the previous videos and let's get started. So now we're going to do some directives. So I'm going to make a new file here, or maybe a new folder, and we call the directives here. Again, the idea of this directives, because directives is just custom directives. So if we go to cart template and we see that this one is a directive, this one is let's say, so a lot of directives here. This one is also a directive, but this one is a function directive. And so the directives is in Angular word is already known. So what we're going to do is how to implement our custom directive, because sometimes we need to make our own directives. So I'm going to make a new file. I will call this one highlight, just directive, so it makes sense, it's a directive. And then we make a class and we call highlight. So in this class what are we going to do is, first we need to annotate this class by using one of the decorators that inside the Angular package, and this one is called directive. Again, this one is inside the AngularDart package. Now we can make a new selector. So you see that it should has a selector, and the selector should be as the name that you want. Because this is a highlight directive, I will call it like I'm going to put the highlight and also the transition together. So I don't know what to call it, so I just will call it highlight. So the idea here is we're going to first we need to import the Dart HTML. But this is something you need to know, and this is very important, that if you have any files that imported also Dart HTML, they have a problem, they have a bug in it. So I checked this out. You need to say this as a HTML, otherwise it's not gonna work and you will have problem that you don't know where the error comes from. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make an HTML and then bring the element. So I'm just bringing my element, and we say element, maybe reference. So this is our element, and now what we're going to do is making an input, and that input is it's used for the highlight, and we just say the highlight here. So this highlight, again, it's better to use the highlight the same as the directive here. So and you see this y in the while, so just give me tiny string, and then I will just say highlight. So highlight color. And now we need to first bring this element reference, so inside the constructor. So we just say highlight directive and then say this element reference. Another thing is important also to use one of the decorations inside the Angular is that host listener. And then host listener is just binding the HTML event listeners to the Angular event listeners, and we just say mouse enter, and then we make our function here, and we just say on mouse, and that's what we'll do. If the mouse goes above the element, it will fire the element that have highlighted. So what we're going to do is actually I'm going to make a new helper function here. I will just say highlight, and then the highlight will make an optional here for the string color, and then string opacity And what we're going to do is just make this element reference that has styling, and then we make sure that the transition, because I want to use the transition for every button here, so I will just say the transition will take the all, and this will take 750, that's not 750 millisecond, and then it will use the ease transition. Also make some implementation. I will just say opacity, and then the opacity will be my opacity. So in case of the opacity exists, it will take it, otherwise it not take it. So this will be no, and then it won't be affect our element. Also, I'm going to use the background color, which is, this is the most important one, is that our color. And then what we're going to do is we will just make sure that the background color exists, or the highlight color. So we'll just say highlight color, and then we'll make sure that if there is no highlight color, it will be taken, otherwise it will take my default color. And otherwise I'm gonna just send a red color here. So actually there is no default color, so I'm going to make also a default color input. So let's make this out also and just say default color, and that will be default color. So I have two input now, the default color and the highlight color, and the third one, it will be the red. So in case of there is no one of them, it will be the red. Also you can implement another event listener. I'm going to say host listener, and that will be mouse leave, or on mouse leave, so it's the same. And that it also uses the same. What we're going to do is just send the highlight, so the idea that I'm sending the highlight without anything. Sorry, this is neither function, so void mouse leave. So the idea that I'm sending empty arguments here, and that will not pass any of the argument that will be sent, and then it will take the default in the mouse leave. Now if we want to implement these, I will go to my card template. So we have our card template, we have our button here. What we're going to do is simply by saying, to implement the highlight color here, we just say highlight, and then we just say maybe teal. And also we can send the default color. Let me try this default color, and we just say maybe red. So just or maybe white, you can choose actually. And yeah, that's it. So if we try this out, this will be teal. So as you can see in the mouse enter, and then you see that there is no transition here, but then this one has transition also. So what we're going to do, also take this out and then give it to the button here. And here I will just say you can use also in hex colors. So we say here, and then you see that is different, and also with the transition. Nice. Now you can implement this highlight in any directive, in any component, and we can say that if we go to view detail, and we have this still also working, and we can implement these also here. So it doesn't matter. The idea is that you know that how the directive now works, custom directive works, and you can add more functionality to it, and to make it more more readable or also more customizable, because if you wanted to use it in the whole project, you need to make this more customizable for the highlighting. So in this video, in this tutorial, we have taken a look about the AngularDart and start by styling the bootstrap and how the icons work, and we use the monster icons and also bootstrap for CSS. And you could use also any CSS framework here. And also we take a look about the component structure and how do we create our component structuring inside Angular apps. And you could be also free to use which structure, but our app is just small, and that's why I was thinking to put all this inside one inside one directory. Also we took a look about the directives, and then like the form directives and normal directives, and then how to implement the let's say for a component that is just a dump component that will receive the data and will send the data. And we took a look at also the custom directives here, and then we saw also the surfaces and using the dependency injection, and we saw the surfaces, how to create the dependency surfaces, and how to extend the surface from another surface, and that's what object-oriented programming. And we saw also the custom directives for the highlighting the color, how to create your own directives, and we saw also the routing. So how to create the routes, also inject the routes inside our app, and how to use the dynamic routing. And we saw also the fetching data using the HTTP package, and we used our testing package, or maybe our testing component or our testing data, but you could easily just remove it and then use it with your data. And in the end we saw also the streams, and we saw how the streams work inside the Dart language. And then instead of using the event emitter inside Angular, normal Angular, we use here streams, and it's really powerful. In the end, I want to thank you for watching my video. If you are interested in more technologies, please consider subscribe to my channel and share the video as you can as possible. That's the only thing that I asked, since this video is fully for free. That really motivates me to do more and to produce more videos. Also, let me know in the comments below about your feedback, whether about the technology or the video. And if you would like me to do more videos about specific technologies, let me know also, please, and I will try my best. Thank you again, and see you soon. Peace.